Hey everyone, this is icehot, and welcome to patch 02 for Sons of the Forest. Yes, it's finally out, the second patch, and we have a new cave system, a boss battle, balance tweaks, bug fixes, and lots more. Now, I haven't even pre-read this. I saw it was released, I downloaded the update, and straight off, I've started recording so I could get an update video out for you all. So here we go. So this patch adds a new cave to explore and a new boss monster to the ending, along with more lore and tons of fixes and improvements. For the full checklist below, as always, please continue post your bugs and all of that, of course. Right, okay, so let's see what we've got. So we've got added a new demon boss to the end of Hell Caves. Now, that is something I haven't got to yet in my Let's Play, obviously, because I've been leaving the ending out deliberately for any other content and stuff like that, especially for the patches. Right, so that's going to make the ending much more difficult for me now. So we'll see what that's like at some point. All right, we added a dead cultist to map. Added dead cultist to map. I wonder what that means. Is that just like people that have like killed themselves because they're part of a cult, like, you know, that group thing they those types of people do sometimes, maybe, and they're just sat there? Don't know. Okay, a new double-story cannibal huts type. Now that'd be interesting to see. So I'm guessing that'll be in the camps, and they've got like some kind of structure now rather than just the tents, perhaps, maybe. And look at this. Right, we've added the turtle shell rain collector. At last, that was something from the original game. Now, bear in mind, I never played the original game, but I did watch videos on it and stuff from other creators. And yeah, that's really cool now that we can get fresh water in our base, basically. So that's really good. So looking forward to that. So added a new tougher puffy variation. Oh, God. Really? Aren't they already tough enough? Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to visit a cave to see what they're like. New surveillance room added to bunker residential. What is bunker residential? I'm trying to think what that part of the thing that is. Oh, hang on, that's those, is that the ones where, like, the maintenance hatches, maybe? Because, yeah, some of them, like, you can live in them and stuff. I don't know. I don't even know how I'm going to find that one in the game, but I'll try. New cave system added. So we've got a whole brand new cave as well. Added an admin panel for admin clients. Okay, that's probably for multiplayer stuff. Additional story elements added. And added an auto backup system when overwriting saves. Oh, that's quite cool. That's nice. So improvements. Moved gold armor to new cave system. Oh, I've already got the gold armor in my playthrough. So they actually moved it to this new cave now. Interesting. But remove the keypad entrance to bunker luxury. We'll now need to open it an alternate way. Interesting. Don't know what that means. Container items will now save their state in single player. So if they are opened or broken, they stay that way. Okay, cool. Improved lit fire torch brightness when viewed in first person. Oh, that's good. They did need to sort out the lighting a bit. So, yeah, hopefully that makes a bit of a difference in the game. Removed instant season switch logic from sleeping. Okay. Adjusted the min-max turbulence of wind to prevent extreme mesh distortion at highest intensity. Okay, so that's just sort of graphical stuff. Firewood now crumbles when its fuel is used up on fires, and then can be replaced with new firewood. Oh, that might be quite good. Because I think in the last patch they altered the way the fires work, but occasionally the whole fire would just disappear on you. You think, well, hang on a minute, where the hell's all my stones gone? At least you can understand the wood going. So maybe that's a fix for that. That'll be cool. So furniture zip lines can no longer be attached to doors and gates. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't even know they could be, to be honest. I've always been sticking them to, like, static objects. Repositions dead sluggy in bunker residential, making it possible to come back inside the bunker. Okay. Player is now able to use most left-hand items while gliding. I didn't even know you weren't able to do that. Maybe you couldn't hold the torch or something like that, perhaps? Maybe. I don't know. Or the lighter? Don't know why you'd want to use the lighter whilst gliding, though. Closing the save menu will go back to the game rather than the pause menu. Changed face on maintenance keycard to not be a player character. Okay. Improvements to some Chinese and Finnish stuff. Okay. Improved look of old paper pickups. Added books to bookshelves in Bunker Luxury. Remove shotgun pickup from Bunker Luxury. Oh, now I know what the Bunker Luxury is. Right, okay. So they removed a shotgun from there. That's interesting. It was quite cool just having two places it could be. Gold armor pickup visual is now the full armor and is positioned to fit on skeleton burnt model. Gold armor pickup visual is now the full... I don't know what that means. Improved the held location of flashlight and lighter when sliding. Oh, that's good. It does kind of sometimes look a bit weird on the screen. Added additional wake-up locations in Hell Cave. Okay. Increase the fullness from eating MREs and decrease fullness from eating cat food. That kind of makes sense. Rabbits and squirrels will now try harder to evade the player and run faster. Oh, so that's going to make getting food a little bit more difficult. Okay. Added a unique hit reacts to dining hall bosses and replaced their knockdowns from shotgun with smaller staggers. Okay, unique hit reacts. Oh, okay, that's something I've never done because that was added in the previous patch and I'd already done that area. So they basically balanced that out a bit by the looks of things. Player no longer takes survival stat damage when strung up on effigies. Oh, you could take damage on that. Oh, I didn't know that. I've never taken damage when strung up. Okay, interesting. Right, gold armor now absorbs 70% demonic damage instead of 90%. Oh god, so that's going to make the demons harder. Increased burn time on campfires. Increased fire fuel amount provided by leaves and cash by 10 times. Oh wow, okay. Reduced chainsaw full charge duration. Okay, so they've nerfed the chainsaw a bit, maybe? We'll have to see how that affects things. The flashlight will now auto-replace the battery sooner so that it happens before the light begins to fade. Oh, that's good. That was needed, to be honest. Okay, so fixed item duping using storage holders. The custom day length settings will now work correctly. There's custom day length settings? I didn't even know that. Wow, okay, I'll just play in the default settings, I guess. Fix multiple cases of enemies able to spawn inside player-built bases. Oh, well, that's good. That is really good, because you don't want them spawning inside your base. That makes no sense at all. Right, fix pops on machete block animations. Fix bloom, so more visual stuff. General nav mesh improvements, again, more visual bits. Fix an issue where leaving the save menu, bring back the HUD. Okay, just basic issues here, nothing major. Fix locking player movement when starting to dig to fix alignment issues. Floors no longer allow placing walls if there is a leaning beam above. Okay. If held item is set to require both hands, the equip will now also drop any logs the player was holding. Fixes glider disappearing when the player attempts to equip it while holding a log. Okay. Didn't even know that was a bug, but glad they fixed it. Can no longer drink water while swimming. Oh, I didn't know you could do that actually either. Wow. They've really found some obscure bugs because I never noticed any of that. Fix missing cleanup of the player out of breath audio. Fix for players dying instantly if jumping in water and rebreather was out of air. Well, that's a good fix, but again, never happened to me. Campfires will no longer set off fire sprinklers until the fire has been lit. Really? You can light the fire inside and the sprinklers will go off. That's amazing! Oh, I've got to try that at some point. Fixed issue with the player getting into a bad state if they died while performing an interaction in the inventory, such as eating or crafting. Fixed issue where the player could get stuck in a bad state when equipping, stashing or equipping items very quickly. Fixed issue where the player sometimes being able to Begin eating by using hotkeys while starting other actions. Fix for binocular visuals getting stuck on screen if the player opens the pause menu while using the binoculars. We still haven't found the binoculars. I need to go and try and find them as well, to be honest. If the player is not grounded while the tutorial book is out, the tutorial book will be stashed. Items can be equipped while not grounded again, excluding books. Fix for campfires becoming interactable when the player is in another action if the player previously backed away from the fire while trying to light it. Okay, fix for having to look away from the fire after lighting it before it would be interactable. Oh, that's handy. I have noticed that one. Turtle eggs will no longer hatch on shelves or on the player's grab bag. I didn't know they could hatch. That's awesome. Okay. Fix. Never going to see that now, though. They fixed it. Fix for GPS locator not being cleared after being picked up from and loaded from a save. What do we got? Fix for clicking anywhere in the grab bag, taking an item from Virginia if the player closed the grab bag while hovering over a missing item. Okay, fix for items not being able to be equipped from within the inventory if they were not left or right hand items. Tactical in-coffin GPS locator will no longer show up after loading a save where the player has already picked it up. Oh, interesting. So you won't be able to find the coffins as easily again. Okay, now that is interesting. Fix for clients not being in sync with a host season duration. Okay, more multiplayer stuff. Fixed issue with the player breathe out audio. Okay, basic audio fixes. Fix hovering over crafted items on the map, not showing total number of owned items. Okay. Fix the player getting stuck in a falling pose if quick select is open at the same time as jumping. Okay, so these are all sort of minor fixes at the moment. Let's see what else we've got. Fix for the player always triggering the logic to dismount from a rope when dying. This was causing issues with incorrect items being equipped after death, alright. Fix for the player being able to pull out the grab bag on fires when they do not have the grab bag. Fix for survival damage not working in save games. Multiplayer clients will now sync to host stats damage and consumable effect settings. Fix for breaking unfinished tree cabin, giving infinite logs. Another infinite log exploit was obviously found. Fixed placement prompts staying behind when placement changes from valid to invalid in some cases. Fixed beams supported by walls not propagating destruction properly to linked strutted beam. Okay, some building fixes, cool. Fixed open edges on cliffs around the world. Fixed some cases of trees vanishing when walking over some parts of the map above caves. Fixed firewood giving different amounts of fuel for host and client multiplayer games. Okay. Fixed snow appearing on some indoor plants in the winter. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't even know that. I haven't put any indoor plants in. Blood reveal on demons should now match the body part hit. Okay. Fixed cut ferns flying up into the air. Fixed Calvin being able to burn to death from fires. Oh, cool. Does that mean he avoids them now, though? Or does he still walk over them and now he's just, like, godlike with it and it doesn't matter? Who knows? Fix some cases of AI actors getting into invalid states. Well, that's a good thing. Improved AI navigation in structures. Cool. Prevented some cases of animals and enemies able to spawn on player-built structures. Prevented some cases of enemies attempting to move stimuli they can't reach. Interesting. Is that where they're trying to grab logs but they can't reach them, maybe? Interesting. Well, I don't know if we'll ever realise that in the game, but fair enough. Fix for grab bags still being able to be equipped on garden plots even when the player does not have their inventory. Fix for player clothing, blend shapes not applying correctly in certain situations. Multiplayer. Fixed issues where other interactions would still be possible while the look animations were playing on equipping the book pickups. Alright. Planting seeds in gardens will no longer consume 2 seeds at a time. Oh, well, that's good. I didn't know it did that because I've never actually done the gardens yet. But that's good that they fixed that. Item crates and containers will no longer be look closed if the player opens them, runs away and comes back to them in single player. Okay, fix for players held let's read that again. Hang on. Fix for players held items not being re-equipped if the player is wearing the rebreather and exits the water, but the mouthpiece was not actively up. Alright, I don't know what that means. Fix for players not getting their items back if the end game cutscene is triggered before they have picked up their dropped inventory. Fix for all items always doing their first look action after the walkie-talkie has been equipped. Fix players stuck with open grab bag if campfire is destroyed while they're adding something to it. Fixed defensive wall placement UI rendering underneath the cliffs. Fixed pillar building decal drawing over hands. Fixed interacting with light fire prompt multiple times while lighting a fire, getting the player stuck in a falling state. Okay, so some really good fixes there actually, but I can see what they said from the beginning. It's definitely a lot more bugs this time rather than too much content. Let's just have a quick look at the audio fixes. Fix fire axe and modern axe hitting metal sounding like hitting flesh. Okay. Waves on shore audio no longer set to streaming. Add some additional mouse over and pick up arrow events. Okay. Widen speaker spread on mutant voice events. Made near distant levels of mutant audio events more consistent. Fixed occasional very loud mutant cry in the mid distance. That's good. That's really annoying. You feel like they're right behind you sometimes when they're miles away and you can't even see them. Tuned audio on wind streams, player footsteps, mutants, and more. Okay, so that's good. Maybe that's going to help with the fighting and knowing where they are. Fixed hard cuts on some regular male mutant praying audio. And lastly, they added audio volume slider for the walkie-talkie. Okay, well, that is a huge list again. So Ed and I have done an amazing job of updating this. So we'll be looking forward to the next episode where I'll be playing with patch 2. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. I'm going to call this one here. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and also subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.